Hello, guys. As you can see, I'm in love with this little laptop camera because I don't have to ask people to film me anymore. But there are several things I want to talk to you guys about, and I haven't had the heart to call a meeting because I think that is the last thing that we need right now. So I thought maybe I would tell you guys where my head is on a couple of ideas for next year, and then maybe we can do like an electronic forum, like a Padlet or something, where we can have some discussions and you can share with me some feedback or some ideas of your own. So consider this like a kind of like a ninth grade meeting, virtual ninth grade meeting, and I'm gonna get Abby to help me figure out a way to have you guys send some feedback about a couple of things that I want to share. The first thing I want to share is a change that we're going to make in the NTI room next year that I think is going to be super helpful and is going to add an accountability piece that is missing right now. I've shared this with several teachers just casually at games and in the hallway and at planning periods, and I've gotten some good feedback, so I'm ready now to roll this out to you guys. So the one of the struggles that we've had with the NTI room is kids being in there forever and losing that sort of sense of urgency in terms of getting stuff in on time. We also don't have like a parent piece that goes along with it. We don't have like parent participation, and it's not really their fault. I don't notify the parents when kids get put in the NTI room, and we know full well that the kids aren't notifying them that they're in the NTI room. And so sometimes I talk to parents and they don't realize that the child has been sitting in the NTI room for 3 or 4 or 5 weeks sometimes. And if they did, I think that they would help us more. So because we've got the urgency issue and the parent issue, the NTI room next year will go only Monday through Thursday. There will be a end time on the NTI room. So a kid gets put in on Monday. By Thursday, at the end of the NTI period, that work is expected to be finished. If that work is not finished, the NTI teacher will send that stuff home and say, okay, this is it. I need it by tomorrow morning, Friday morning. And then it's going to be turned over to your parent. Friday morning, when the kid comes back to school, if that work is not turned in, or not Friday morning, I'm sorry, but Friday at the beginning of the NTI period, if that work is not turned into the NTI teacher, the NTI teacher then spends the NTI room period calling the parent and saying, your child has had 4 school days and 1 night at home to complete this work. It is still not completed. We are now turning it over to you. That gets our parents hooked in and puts a little bit of the responsibility on them. Then that work goes home on a Friday. And if the work is not back by Monday, then we have to think of the next consequence. I'm not sure yet what that consequence looks like. I don't know if zeros is where we want to go, or if we want to then move on to a discipline consequence, because we believe in the 9th grade that behavioral consequences should be assigned for failure to do work instead of a 0, because the 0 doesn't tell us anything about what they know. So I'm not sure yet if we should go to zeros at that point, or if we should do a discipline consequence and still expect that work. I really, really appreciate what that Warmly man who did the grading videos, I really appreciated what he said about the consequence for not doing your work is doing your work. You're going to do the work. And so I don't know if I want them to come back on that Monday and they still don't have it, if they should have a behavioral consequence where they still get the work done, or if we're going to move to zeros. So I would appreciate your feedback about that. I really want to know what you think that next step should be. But I love the fact that we're cutting it off at Thursday and then turning over the responsibility of that to the parents. And I suspect that as soon as we tell parents that the kids have had 4 lunch periods to get this work done and they still haven't done it, I know, based on experience from this year, that 95% of our parents are going to make sure the kids get that work done. So I think that we're going to see a different attitude from the kids in terms of a sense of urgency. And then you guys are actually going to get work back in a timely manner instead of waiting 3 or 4 weeks for something. So I hope you like that. I feel really, really good about the increased accountability. And I do want your thoughts about what that next step should be on Monday morning. I don't think we'll have very much of it though, so that's good. Second idea that I'm so pumped about, and I've also floated this with a few people, is something to do with our high achievers. Our high achievers get ignored, for lack of a better word, because we focus so much on interventions for our at-risk kids, and some of our high achievers just don't have an opportunity to be enriched. And a lot of them have said to me, Ms. Kinchen, we just don't really have that much to do in C25. We really do have straight A's and our work is done, and that time isn't very valuable to us. And so we were thinking of something really cool to do for our high achievers, which is a C25 each lunch period that is populated by those really high achieving kids. And the criteria could be something like straight A's or all A's and B's or something like that. And then we use those kids in lots of different ways. For example, they get assigned to C25 rooms for tutoring, because they can very easily tutor some of their classmates on our core academics or even our electives. They run an Instagram page for the 9th grade. They do videos for us. They do the Wildcat of the Week. They run big board competitions, which I've had to stop because our C25s changed so much that it became meaningless to try to find winners when the rosters are different every day. I don't know. We had a million ideas of things that high achievers could do that would help the 9th grade academy, but would also really be fun and enriching for them. The teachers who have the 9th grade high achievers, which we have a name for, 9th leadership team, or 9LT, I think is what we called it, 9LT. The 9LT teachers would have to manage these kids and give them tasks and give them jobs and send them places and meet the needs of the teacher. So we could almost have our own Google form where just 9th grade teachers request a 9LT tutor. So we almost are a little in-house peer-to-peer tutoring for our high achievers. So another thought that we're having for next year, which I'm really excited about because it gives us some human resources and it also makes a meaningful experience for our high achieving kids. Those are the two things that I really, really, really wanted to share with you about next year. I'm super excited about both of those, NTI changes and the development of the 9LT program for high achievers. I'll figure out some sort of a way to get some feedback from you guys that's techie. I'm really, really trying to increase my proficiency with technology. That's one of my professional learning goals. So I'll figure it out. I'll let you guys know what to do. And then please do send me your feedback because that way we can sort of meet without having to actually meet. I appreciate you. 11 days and we get to play for the summer. Thank you for being awesome. I'm so proud of your work and I'm grateful for all of you. Have a good one. Bye.